Hi, it's Heather back with WatchMeFranchise.com, and we have finished a busy tax season. So I'm going to go over a little bit of a wrap-up of where we stand now and how the season went. The season in general, business was better than expected for my office. We were busy the whole end of March and into the whole first couple of weeks of April with people procrastinating, small business, and a lot of the over-the-phone program where we had commitments from these customers and clients that they wanted us to finish their returns but hadn't sent us their information. So we had a lot of phone calls to make, collecting by fax, getting people to Federal Express things to us in a hurried fashion. So it was kind of a frenzy in the month of April, but it kept things happening around here. And it also looked busy for customers who walked in, and we were busy. There was like a solid month of work here, and it was fantastic. April 15th was a frenzy. I was nervous as can be. Rose, my manager, had worked long hours, and she was tired going into that morning. But we all got here early, and we dug in. I was worried because I knew there were unfinished returns, but I didn't know how long the unfinished returns were going to take to wrap up and how long it would take them to get to the into the ready to e-file format. So since I was unsure about how many we were coming into and how many people were going to be calling and faxing, last minute people walking in, we were a little bit anxious about that. But we actually wrapped up the day and we're done with our last return around 9:30, 10 o'clock. So I think we timed it just right. I think we collected information throughout the week. We were on customers, on them by phone and by mail, and asking and letting them know that deadline was upon them. So everything came together pretty well. Looking back, I wouldn't do a whole lot different, but for next year when we have even more customers, I think we'd probably get going the week earlier to wrap up some of the returns where we knew just the customers were procrastinating. They had already paid. A lot of these people had already paid, but they were just taking their time getting their information to us. So I think we'd need to start a week earlier collecting information and not let these people take 2 days before the April 15th deadline to get their information to us. Plans now, we're busy looking for our second store location in Roseville. So we're doing kind of a site analysis for a zip code I was interested in last year. So I'm already familiar with the area, but now we're going back and finding that these same shopping centers that were vacant before are still vacant. So I'm hoping to use that to my advantage and possibly negotiate more than 3 months free rent. I would love 6 months free rent. I would love to move in by June and get my sign up and start more over the phone program sales and leads in a new office. So that's part of what we're doing. But also it's important to keep marketing going right now. Maintaining and building relationships with businesses because we want to get our coupons and their W-2s in January. So we need to maintain these relationships. I need to meet with these people, go to networking groups, the Chamber of Commerce and others, and build relationships and make sure that we get these coupons in their W-2s. Because the end of last year, frankly, we had not a whole lot of time to work with these people. We had commitments that they wanted us to put the coupons in there, and they were willing to do it, but we ran out of time. There were too many people interested in it, and by the time we got commitments to do it, that they already got their W-2s out. So we're going to work on that. And fundraising is a key issue right now. Because we have downtime, there's a lot of time to go to schools before the end of the school year wraps up. We're going to go meet with churches and see what kind of fundraising days we can set up for next season. And any advice that I might have? Overall, this season, I don't think I'd do a whole lot differently, but I would watch payroll. I think I was a little heavy with payroll. I had a number of new tax preparers in that I wish had a little more training on the software. So I was a little heavy with preparers when we were a little slower in the beginning of the season. So I think new stores maybe just need to watch that a little bit. But definitely marketing. Keep the coupons in people's faces all season long, from January, from December, all the way through to the end, because we still had people who we would hand a 50% coupon to in March and April that were coming in the doors. It didn't seem to matter really what time of the tax season it was. We had coupons coming in throughout every single month. So definitely keep in people's faces and get the coupons out there. And keep those relationships. Keep in the public eye and get in the community. That would be my best advice. But overall, very pleased with everyone's performance here. I did drop. There were a couple tax preparers less that we had that they quit working in the middle of the season. But those of us who stayed around, luckily. Lakota, my sister-in-law, and myself took tax class so we could take some of the easier returns. But overall, it went fantastic. I owe a debt of gratitude to Rose Brooks. She's fantastic. Lucky to have her. And everyone else hung in there and did the over-the-phone program, and I couldn't ask for more. So I am pleased, beyond pleased with this season.